Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Quack Co, where every video is 10 minutes or less, guaranteed, or double your money back. And as you can see today, we're going to talk about My Lil Everdell. And you might be asking yourself, West, you said you weren't going to be playing Everdell this year, and you are 100% correct. So far, I have yet to play Everdell, but I have played My Lil Everdell multiple times. In fact, I think I'm on like playthrough number 20, which is pretty impressive because my daughter actually loves this game. She thinks it's very fun, and it's one that she really wants to play with me a lot, and my daughter is 14 years old and has done quite well. She actually beats me sometimes. I don't know what that says about me, but I really enjoy playing games with my kids, and this was one that I thought would be fun to try out with them and see what they liked. And then if it was anything kind of sort of close to Everdell, it was an opportunity for me to potentially be able to bring them into the fold and be able to play Everdell as well. Now understand that I have yet to ever play Everdell, so I don't know exactly how it works as far as is it comparable between the two. I do know about Everdell. I kind of understand how the game system works, but I've never officially played it myself. So keep that in mind as far as this review goes. What I can tell you about the game is how does it work? Well, in My Lil Everdell, you are working on building a fort and making a parade to go through town as your different characters. And you can play as either the lizards, the butterflies, the mice, or the fox. And you're all, like I said, working together to be able to create this beautiful parade and also to have an amazing fort. And you do that by being able to play cards and taking the different resources that are available to you. In My Lil Everdell, you have resin, sticks, and berries. I believe there's like stones and stuff in regular Everdell. So you have a few of the same pieces, just a little bit different. And in this particular game, you're going to be using dice at the beginning of the round, rolling them, and then being able to place one of your workers here on this location to take one of these dice and get the resources off of the dice. You can also take one resource from these bins as a placement location, and then throughout the game, you'll have additional cards that can potentially give you benefits where you can place your worker there as well. You'll have 3 different workers to be able to use throughout your physical turn. One person will get an opportunity to put their turn first, then the next person goes, then back to the first, and so on, until you've gone through all of the people in that are playing with you. There are different types of cards that are available to you. Perhaps you'll know what some of these are, but you have these purple cards here, which are going to kind of be the purple cards are like in-game points cards. They don't actually give you any value for the beginning of the game, but they will allow you to score points off of the different cards that you have in your tableau as you're playing down. You have the red cards here, which will allow you to have another worker location, so you'll have a benefit. Instead of placing the person here, you can only place them, only you can use your own tableau cards, which I believe is different than Everdell. Other people can use the cards in your tableau, I believe. Again, don't at me on that. But in this particular one, if you have it under your tableau system here, you will only be able to use that. Blue cards are going to be cards that will allow you to do to have benefit off of other things. So like this particular one gives you each mouse card will cost you 1 less berry, so it'll basically give you a savings. There's others that are like all your fort cards cost less as well. The hobo cards, I don't, again, the exact nature of them, but this particular one gives you a benefit, a single-use card. So as soon as you get it, you'll get the benefit of whatever that card says here at the bottom, which would be 1 wild resource. So you can take anything you want, but you only get to use that once, but it does stay in your tableau in the future. And then these green ones are things that you're going to get their growth, that you'll get them every single, the beginning of every single turn. So you'll get that benefit. It's kind of a way to start the engine, so to speak. So that way by the end of the game, you have more resources coming in on a regular basis. You're able to buy those more expensive cards. And then again, we have another princess card here at the top. So there are 5 different types of cards that you're able to get, and the first person who has those 5 different types of cards will earn the first part of the parade, which is 1 of each resource, and that will give you 6 victory points. All the victory points are here up at the top of the cards, as well as the resource cost of the cards. And each turn you'll have the ability to play 1 card from the resource bin here by paying its cost and putting it in your tableau. When you have all 5 of the different types of cards, you'll be able to take that 1, and the first person gets 6 points, the next person gets 5, and so on. There's another one here where you have to have 3 of one particular type of card. You can use any of the different types of cards except for green. So the first person to have 3 either red cards, purple cards, gray cards, or blue cards would have the opportunity to take this part of the parade. The first person that has 5 fort cards in their tableau will have the ability to take this fort card, because that means that you've created your fort. And then the person who has 5 mice cards will get to take that part of the parade as well. Generally, you'll use your player board here, and you'll place the mice cards on one side and then the fort cards on the other side. And that way it helps you differentiate which sides are which and how much of each one that you have. What did I like and what did I not like about the game? Well, one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was that there was a lot to it. It was a more thinky game than I was anticipating it being as far as a kid's version of the game. So I enjoyed that. My daughter had a really good time playing. It also taught her tableau. It taught her engine building. And she started to really understand how that system worked and what the benefits of that were. One of the other things that was really great about it was that it does have a way to give additional benefits to younger players in the game directly. And you could do that by giving them additional cards at the start. This gives you a captain card, which will give you the benefit of having 1 additional point as a green card. So it gives you 1 coin at the beginning of every single round, and coins at the end of the game are worth points, and that is whoever has the most coins or points wins. So this would basically give them an extra 4 points at the end of the game. But it's built into the system. It teaches them how to use the green cards as well, which I really, really, really liked and thought was a great way to bake into the system an opportunity for advancement so it doesn't necessarily have to be a house rule that, hey, you start with this extra benefit. It's something that's already baked into the game, which I really, really liked. Another opportunity was also to give them one of these cards, which gave them 1 free resource every single turn. And one other thing that they talked about in the rule book was that you can give them 1 resource to start for everything. At the beginning, I gave my daughter all of those different things, and she absolutely spanked me. And then as she started to continue to win, I was learning as well. So once I got better, I started winning on a more regular basis. And then once she continually was able to come back and go, okay, I got this now, I know how this game system works, she was able to then take that benefit and really utilize it and did an exceptionally good job. So I started taking some of those things away from her. I took away the starting resources, but she still had these 2 green cards to start with. And she figured out how to start building her engine to make it so that she was able to afford the different cards she was looking for every turn. And then I said, oh, okay, great. Well, I'll just take those extra 4 points away from you. So I took her captain away, but she still had the wild resource every turn. And then eventually she figured out how to build her system so that she was able to overcome that loss of 4 points. And then I took away the extra resource at the beginning of every single turn, and we were on even terms, and she did a fantastic job and really started to understand the game and is very good and will win on average the same amount that I do, which tells me something. Either I'm very bad at games or my daughter is equally as good at games as me. I like to think of it more of that. But I really enjoyed the game. I had a great time playing it. After 20-some plays, if I didn't enjoy the game, I would certainly tell you. But I really do find that it is a great game to start teaching your kids engine building and teaching your friends. It's a good gateway game. The theming on it is fun. If you enjoy the Everdell theme, it's basically the same theme just with kids, right? There's no beautiful tree, but there are all these boxes do come with everything. The upgraded resources are all part of it as well, which I think is really nice. And there is a solo version of it, which I didn't have an opportunity to play, but there's a special solo card in here that you can use that will teach you how to play that particular solo version of the game. So overall, I would say this was a really fun game. I had a really good time playing it. I will happily play it with my kids anytime they want to play, and I'm very hopeful that this will allow me to start to lean into the Everdell game with them. From what I understand, the concept of the game is very similar because the play turn is roughly the same. There's different areas on the board that you get to put your people, but I believe it's a good step into the Everdell system, and I think this is a good gateway game to bring people in to this style of game, especially utilizing these extra cards so that they have an understanding of how tableau building and engine building works in and amongst the game systems themselves. So overall, very excited, happy to have played it, and I'm really glad that it's part of the collection. As always, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Comment down below and let me know what you think, or is this a game that you're going to pick up for your family and your friends? Are you a fan of the Everdell system? Do you think it's a good thing? I know a lot of people love it. The big game just came out. I got mine as well, but have yet to play it, so, you know, whatever. Let me know in the comments down below, but otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Remember, less time watching means more time playing. Have a wonderful day.